She had lived the later part of her life in poverty, but in death, Jovanka Broz was granted a state funeral and was laid to rest next to her husband, the man who'd ruled a stable Yugoslavia for decades before its bloody breakup. Jovanka Broz was Josip Broz Tito's third and last wife, and hers was a life full of contradictions. She met Tito while fighting the Nazi occupation in World War II, and after marrying him spent 3 decades as First Lady. But after his death, she was accused of plotting against his allies, and as the cult around his personality changed, so did her place in society. Jovanka ended up stateless and lived in poverty. Many came here in protest how various governments mistreated Jovanka in the last 3 decades. She was put under house arrest by Yugoslavian authorities in 1980. She was deprived of ID cards and passport, stripped of almost all income, and kept in house in appalling condition without any court order or viable explanation. More than 30 years after Tito's death, Jovanka Broz was granted full military honors.
It's time now to admit we've committed a lot of wrongful doings to Jovanka. And to our own history. By forgetting Jovanka Broz, we've forgot ourselves.
But few here have forgotten what Yugoslavia was like before it crumbled and split into new nations.
Whenever Yugoslavia is mentioned, I get goosebumps, because I was, I am, and I always will be Yugoslavian. Tito's Yugoslavia was the #1 country in the world, and look what we have now.
In those other times we had everything. While Tito was alive, we could travel freely. We had free education and health service, and today we have nothing.
Although words of regrets came too late for Jovanka Broz, at the end it appears that she won her final battle against the authorities. Her request to be buried next to her husband was granted. Aljosa, Milenkovic, Al Jazeera, Belgrade.